My camera is. There we go. Hello. Five days from Survivor Series. I can't believe we are that close already. Oh. Who do we think attacked Jade? I definitely think I'm leaning towards the Naomi. I think it was Naomi. I think we're going to get a heel turn from her. Ooh. So we're going to get Sheamus attacking him during this match, right? That makes sense. They kind of look totally different out of like their costume. It's about time they defend their tag team titles. Jesus. It's been long enough. Ooh, we're starting off with Gunther. I'm really leaning towards him losing on Saturday, which I hope he does. I think Damian Priest deserves that title back. He looks stressed. He's stressing hard. He looks like deflated. Like this whole character shift, he's so deflated recently. So I really thought that we were going to see Cody and KO this Saturday, but apparently that's going to be main event Saturdays instead, which means that we only have 3 matches right now Saturday. So I'm not sure how that's going to go. That's kind of a long PLE for 3 matches. So I'm wondering if they'll add another one tonight or maybe even 2. Damian Priest was just in there coloring. You're going to attack him. Didn't work out for you. Damien has been cooking his promos lately. He is so rattled. I'm interested to see this character shift because he was like dominant, confident, and now he's rattled. And I think that means he's going to lose. He's wearing the new merch. That's pretty cool. But you did interrupt. Priest does deserve this title. I agree. Plus, I mean, he is over with the fans right now, so they love him. And Gunther just needs a change. Ooh. Jackie just casually handing the mic over. Her outfit is cute, too. It doesn't look true. And you should get it back. That's that's not probably false. I'm interested in a face turn for Gunther too. I feel like that's where we're going. Because I feel like him and Kaiser are gonna go against each other eventually because we've seen the tension there lately, and Kaiser's definitely staying heel. Regardless of if he wins or loses, he's definitely going with a character change because his even that like over the last 3 weeks, his character's just completely changed. But I don't know. I just don't feel like he wins. I just don't feel like he keeps his title with the shift that's been going on. And I don't think he should, honestly. I think Damian Priest should win. Now listen. I also feel like there's unfinished business with Damian and Finn and Dom. And so I feel like if Damian holds the title, those kind of feuds would make more sense. Gunther is definitely not turning face tonight. Gunther is definitely losing his shit right now. He is coming unhinged for sure. That did not work out for him at all. Priest is not playing any games. I don't know if Finn is heading toward a face turn or if we're going to get Demon Finn back, because if you have seen on Twitter, there's been a couple of like teasers of Demon Finn in the background. So I'm wondering if maybe that's what we're getting back, which I wouldn't mind. I thought Demon Finn was kind of interesting. I almost like they're making Damien seem so dominant that it worries me. Like, is he going to be so dominant and then get crushed? Because sometimes they do that. Who do you guys think put Jade through the car? There's so many, like, speculations. And I'm not sure who I think it is, but I think Naomi is definitely the top of the list for me. I don't know why. I just feel like there's going to be a heel turn there. There were so many possibilities for Bray. Like, I was so excited to see him back. But Bo is killing it as Uncle Howdy in his place, so I know he's proud. What about? I think Charlotte Flair is coming back soon too, especially after her teaser last week. And I kind of feel like maybe she's the one that put Jade through the table, because we saw when Jade first got on SmackDown, they like met or whatever and had a little bit of tension. But then again, I feel like I don't know if that's how they would bring Charlotte back. Rhea looked like Batman. That mask looks like Batman. Oof. Speak on it. Bailey could be a strong contender too, because we've seen the tension with Bianca and Jade and her. Plus, I think she is going to be the one that ends up taking her spot on the team. So that could be a little persuasion. I also saw like the Meta girls could have done it because they want the tag titles. So there's so many possibilities. But I don't know. I just have a feeling about Naomi for some reason. And to be honest, I wouldn't be disappointed in a heel turn for her. I think it would be interesting, especially with her being in like the tournament for the title, because we could get heel Naomi with the title, which would be cool. What do we think about CM Punk joining the OG Bloodline? I honestly was not expecting that. I love it, but I was not expecting that at all. I definitely want to see Naomi win it all. And I kind of have a feeling like I want it to be Naomi versus Chelsea in the final, but I kind of have a feeling that it's going to be Naomi and Bailey, because we have seen that tension with Bailey and Jade and Bianca. I just think that would be kind of more of an interesting storyline. I 100% thought it was Seth too. Especially when they added Bronson, because I was like, that makes sense. You know, Bronson and Seth have been feuding, and now he's joining that. I am trying to just enjoy the fact that Paul is back, but I do not. Something feels off. Especially since, I don't know if you guys noticed, but he was dressed just like Solo last week. So I don't know. Like, there's never coincidences in the WWE. And so that threw me off. And I'm just not sure. Like, I want to think positive, but I'm not so sure. And then at the end, CM Punk, when Roman said he's my wise man, CM Punk was like, we'll see. And I was like, uh oh. What do you have planned, Paul? I think Paul will definitely, um, once all of this bloodline stuff is said and done, reunite with Punk, which is, which honestly would be really cool. But we gotta settle this bloodline stuff first. The rumor mill is crazy. I don't know if you guys saw my video the other day with the lady like running around like crazy, but that's how I feel with these rumors right now because there's so many of them, and for like a lot of the times I feel like I know the direction that they're going, and lately I just feel like I don't know the direction. Like anything can happen. I was a little hesitant too. I thought it was gonna be Brock, and I was like, because I don't love that. Like, see him, I don't know. See him at least makes sense. Brock would not make sense. Creative is killing it lately. I totally agree with that. Um, they've been just insane. Like, because, like I said, beforehand, I felt like you kind of knew where the storyline was going, and then lately they've just been making surprises at every corner. So it's like, what is going on? Like, my reaction last week to Punk returning was like shock because I had no inkling at all that that's what was going to happen. And not just creative, honestly, like with Raw and SmackDown, but like creative with NXT too. Like Shawn Michaels have been killing the booking there as well. Like NXT has been just awesome. Like that used to be one that like, I would like if something else was on I would miss and catch up on Twitter, and now it's like you don't want to miss it cuz it's been so good. I'm not the biggest Brock fan either, I'll be honest. I'm not his biggest fan, and so I am very happy it was CM Punk instead of him. We haven't seen Gigi in a while, and for a little while I was like, is she hurt or is she just not in a storyline? I'm curious to see like when she comes back. Because I do like Gigi. Toxic Attraction was a great um group. I loved them together. NXT is getting really, really good. Like their booking and their storylines lately have been just spot on. There's there was so many rumors for a while that they were gonna bring Mandy Rose back, um, but I don't know if they will, and I don't know if she'll come back if they did. I could definitely see her going to AEW, but I don't know. I like Mandy. I think she developed a lot in NXT, and I really thought before her release she was gonna get called up. So that one was a little shocking for sure. I feel like she developed a lot in NXT and really just mastered her craft, which was cool. Well, I would love to see her back, honestly. Like I did like her a lot. So the Wyatt Six is about to come out again, right? I think they'll come out at some point in time against like the Miz and the Final Testament again. I really thought that we were gonna get the Wyatt Six and the Final Testament at Survivor Series, but it doesn't seem that way. Does Paul turn on Roman at War Games? I don't know. I hope not. But I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. I'm kind of like I'm kind of like in the boat where like I don't want to think about it because thinking of Paul and Roman on opposite sides is like a little bittersweet for me. Because I love them together, but I don't know if I trust it. Like it's one of those things where like he's back and everything's like good and roses and great and it's too good to be true. So we'll see. I'm a little skeptical. I also I don't know if you guys follow Aisha, but she has a killer theory about Jimmy and Paul kind of like leading this whole thing and they're gonna turn, and it's a pretty convincing theory, and I'm not sure that I don't believe it. It's pretty convincing. I do think I see Seth being involved somehow. I think he's obviously going to turn on Bronson because we've seen that, and I feel like that's not over. Like if it is over, then they dropped it at a really weird spot. And then I feel like he will also influence Roman somehow because we saw at WrestleMania, like as soon as the Shield music hit, Roman was like a totally different person. And so I feel like we're going to kind of get that again. But I think personally, whatever happens with Seth there, it's going to lead us up to Seth and Punk at WrestleMania. I think we're definitely going to get that Seth Punk feud at WrestleMania, which I am not complaining about at all because I think that feud is going to be off the charts. Ooh, that was a heck of a move. That didn't work. Yeah, Seth and Punk, whenever it does happen, it's gonna be awesome. Like and I feel like that's a WrestleMania type match. Like like I feel like that you have to have that at WrestleMania because it's gonna be such a huge event. Has Dean Ambrose been released from AEW? I think he's still with AEW. I think I haven't watched AEW in a little while. I won't lie. But I think he was just on there recently. I saw on Twitter. I could be wrong though. If anybody watches AEW, comment because I don't watch it regularly. But I think he was still on there. I would not be disappointed in seeing a Shield reunion eventually as well. I think that would be kind of a good way for them to like come full circle. I try to watch AEW every so often, but I do not watch it regularly like I do WWE. I won't lie. I feel like maybe it's because I don't know as many of the people on there, so I don't get as invested. Um, but I do tend to follow like some of the like WWE people that are on there. I followed a little bit of what Sasha's doing on there. I do like Darby Allin. I follow him a little bit of what he's doing, but I don't follow it as much as WWE. That's for sure. I don't follow it. Yeah, I thought John was still on there because I thought like the last time I saw it, he was like basically like taking over AEW, kind of like an outlaw faction. But I wasn't 100% sure because it's been a couple weeks since I actually saw that. I do like MJF too. I won't lie. I do like him. I was hoping. I think he like. I don't know. I could be wrong here, but I think he like signed with AEW again. And I was hoping he would kind of flip the script and go to WWE. I met Britt Baker last year at the Packers game. Really? That's kind of cool. He extended his contract. I thought he did. I thought I saw that because I know there was like a little bit of back and forth of like who was going to get him, AEW, WWE. And I thought that he extended with AEW because that's when he was kind of absent for AEW for a little while after he lost. There's somebody else on AEW that I like, and now I'm drawing a blank. But I really want him. Oh, duh, Will Ospreay. I really like Will Ospreay. I think what he does in the ring is incredible. And if WWE ever gets a chance on him, they better sign him because I think he's incredible. He's super athletic. I went blank on his name there for a minute, but yeah. He turned them down last year. I'm not really surprised. Some of those guys are AEW loyal, and I can't blame them because you have guys that are WWE loyal too. But he's incredible in the ring. If they do ever get a shot, they better take it. I don't know if I will be live streaming on Friday or Saturday because Friday we're doing some work here at the house. So we're gonna be pretty busy, and then Saturday, we have our Thanksgiving dinner. So I don't. And with it being at like 5 o'clock, I just don't think we'll be done by then. But you'll still get reactions from me in videos for sure. Yeah, there's a few of AEW stars that I am a fan of for sure. I think that they're pretty great. I just don't follow it as regularly as I do WWE. So we are also on Twitch and YouTube, so you can join us on there or here. But Thank you all for joining and all the gifts and everything. And it's fun to get on here and just chat. Uh-oh. Oh no, Ray. Oh. I will say I don't get invested in the storylines as much as I do with WWE. Of course, Chad Gable has to come. Garbage. Is wrestling your one sport? No, I watch wrestling. I watch football. I watch baseball, basketball. Um, pretty much everything but soccer. I I have nothing against soccer. I just can't. I just don't understand it. But huge football fan, especially college. But I like pros too. But like baseball and basketball as well. I listen. I wish I could understand soccer. Um, but I just don't. And I have nothing against it. And like the live, like going live looks really cool. I just I don't follow it. It's so fast. Arkansas Razorback. So I am a Alabama fan. Oh, they used Minnie. That's cool. I'm a huge Alabama fan. I'm a little disappointed in our season this year. It's not what I wanted, but it's a new coach. So we shall see. They're using all of the Wrestle Talk creators. I love that. $72 million. That's insane. So who do we think takes the title from Braun? Half of those views were probably me too, honestly, because I watched it numerous times. I won't lie. Did my grad and underground at University of Tennessee, so please don't. But true story, my sister's a Tennessee fan too, so we clash quite a bit. It happens daily. Unfortunately, my little Crimson Tide's not doing as good as I want them to without Nick Saban. Drew McIntyre taking the title from Braun would be very good. I definitely think that eventually we are going to get Braun, Kaiser, and Sheamus because that's what they've been teasing lately. Jacob Fatu and Braun would be really good too. I want to see Jacob Fatu solo because I think he's going to be really good. Drew and Wade, I hope they feud because they're such good friends and I want to see that. I did see that Wade said he's not interested in like coming back full time, but he would love to have a feud with him. And that would be super cool. That would be like a super cool like ending match, quote unquote, for Wade. I think Logan Paul is definitely coming back at Royal Rumble. He'll be an entry there. And then that will set him up for whatever he does at WrestleMania, because I think he's going to get a match at WrestleMania as well. Yeah, I know he said in like 2025 he wants to go full time, so I think that that's perfect to set that up next year. Come back at Royal Rumble, start a feud with somebody, and then you'll get your WrestleMania match and can be full time. I also saw that he like told Triple H that him and Dom should tag team together, and I'm not opposed to that because I feel like they're really two big heels and they would actually do really good work together. Cena and Paul or Cena and Braun. I could see Cena and Braun, but I feel like Cena is gonna go with somebody like older to like kind of revisit. I could see like Cena and Randy or Cena and Punk maybe. I'm not sure. I think finding out who Cena's gonna face at WrestleMania will be interesting. I would prefer Cena and Randy or Randy and Cody. I'm on the Randy and Cody train for WrestleMania because I think that match would be really, really good. Cena and Cody for the title, that would be good. But then I feel like if we have Cena in a title match, like more than likely the other person's gonna win, because I don't know if they'll let Cena hold a title with it being his like goodbye tour pretty much. Heard Randy and Kevin are sitting. That would not surprise me because I really think that we're going to get Randy turning heel, and I hope so because heel Randy is iconic. My dog just joined us in the background here. The people on TikTok can't see that, but everybody else can. Yeah, I don't think they can let Cena beat Cody either. Like I don't know. I'm not sold on that storyline. I'll put it that way. I'm not sold on that storyline. I could see him beating like Braun or whoever's holding that title more than I could Cody. Heel Randy is excellent. I like Legend Killer Randy. Great. Come here, Layla. My dog's making all kinds of noise in the background. She just wants to be seen too. Yeah. Sorry, Dylan, I misspoke. Heel Randy is great. Like, Legend Killer Randy is just top notch. Is R-Truth back in the Judgment Day? R-Truth just canceled Thanksgiving. R-Truth better never retire. Like, I don't care if he just does backstage commentary. He cannot go anywhere because he is just a legend. He is a national treasure. I 100% agree. Like he literally could just pop up randomly every episode and I would be fine with that. Layla, I gotta get my dog. She was making all kinds of noise. Listen, I am a big Liv stan over here too. Not that I don't like. I like Rhea too, but Liv is my girl. So we all can agree that Sheamus is going to interfere with this match since Kaiser decided to stick his nose in his match last week, right? I saw Alexa said that it's up to WWE when she returns. I have a feeling it's going to be like Royal Rumble. I feel like that makes the most sense. I feel like Charlotte is going to be sooner, though, especially with her teaser that she posted. Yeah, I feel like we're getting a triple threat as well. I said that earlier. Like, I just feel like that's what this is going to lead us to. Because they all keep popping in on everybody's matches. I honestly think Kaiser is really good in the ring. His character is so unlikable, but he like commits to it and he nails it. So he's one of those like you don't like his character, but he's really good in the ring and he's really good at sticking with that character. There's enough bronze to have a battle of the bronze in like the Royal Rumble. There's so many of them. And we saw Braun Strowman live 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, and he's as big as he is on TV. Pat McAfee is not kidding when he says he's a big SOB because he is. I agree. Like, I don't like him, but he's one of those, like, that I have to respect because he's a great heel. He's great in the ring. It's just his character's not likable. But that's what makes a good heel. I have not watched the Braun Strowman documentary. I watched the Damian Priest one. I'll have to check that one out, too. Listen, I would not be surprised if we got a GM match at WrestleMania because they go back and forth all the time. I feel like Austin Theory's character's a little lost right now. Like, I feel like for the longest time, we got, like, little, like, teasers that he was going to turn on, or that Waller was going to turn on him. You know, they were going to break up or whatever. And then, like, that just seems to be, like, non existent now. So, I don't really know where Austin Theory's going to go. I I would not be surprised if The Rock showed up Saturday night, if I'm being honest with you. I feel like he's going to be a part of WrestleMania 2, so I feel like he's got to show up soon. Hello, everybody hopping on. Thanks for joining. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't be surprised if The Rock showed up Saturday night. AJ's hurt. Rock and Cena one last time would be good. And they could play that up because they were in the ring when Cody and Roman went against each other. So they definitely have a storyline there that they could play off of. But like I said, I don't know who they're going to choose. I feel like Cena's last match at WrestleMania has to be epic. So you really have to think about that. And knowing the WWE, they already know who it's going to be. I still think The Rock and Roman will be our WrestleMania match. And that's why I think The Rock may return Saturday. I think he may interfere and cause the OG Bloodline the match. But I don't know. I feel like we've seen so many teasers lately, and then things don't really pan out the way we thought. But I think that Rock and Roman will be on the card for WrestleMania. I also feel like the Judgment Day storyline has gone down, and I think a lot of that is because they made them look so weak for a long time. I mean, they were dominant at first, and then after that they were this weak group, and that didn't really fare well for their stories. I didn't love it. I feel like the Judgment Day has always been that dominant no matter who's in the group. And so when they kind of started making them seem weaker, it just went out of sorts. I had to kick my dog out of the room. She's got to go in the living room. She's making too much noise. Jesus. That looked rough. I don't know about Brock. I don't know if he's going to come back or not. I feel like if he comes back, a lot of WWE people are not going to be happy. But I don't know. I'm kind of in between on that. I just feel like if he comes back there, I don't know. I just feel like there's going to be some backlash if he comes back, honestly. And I know he hasn't been proven guilty of anything, but we know how we know how things are portrayed, and I don't know. I think my dog is staring down the door now. She definitely does not want to be in the living room. I don't know if he is technically in trouble. his name was mentioned in the Vince stuff. Um, so he's a little controversial. We'll put it that way. I haven't watched in a while. I'll tell you last time I watched you try to catch me up. I can try to catch you up. There's a lot going on, that's for sure. They announced the IC title for a woman at Netflix debut tournament. That would make sense to have the tournament on the first episode of Netflix because it's going to go crazy. Like, they're going to have everything on that first episode. You know, when Danielson announced that like he was done or whatever when he lost, I thought the same thing. I was like, I think he is going to come back and have like a final hurrah. Um, but I don't know. Maybe not. I wouldn't be disappointed, honestly. I would like to see like Daniel have his final. Sheamus called that. Hopefully Netflix did fix the stream because that Paul and Tyson fight was trash. And if it's like that during WWE, I'm not going to be a happy camper. I'm all on board for AJ Lee returning. Let's do it. I loved AJ Lee. I said Zelina Vega should have been in the title contention too, but then it was pointed out to me that it's all SmackDown women, which makes sense why she's not. So what I'm hoping happens is that Raw gets a title as well. Because then you could have people like Zelina and Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree and all those highlighted as well. But I do think Zelina should get a title shot. Whatever the title is, she should get a title shot. I also think it would be kind of fun to see AJ and Punk team and go against like Liv and Dom. That would be so cool. Charlotte's definitely coming back. Like, and sooner rather than later. For sure. I just hope because I feel like every time she comes back, the WWE is just like, here's a title spot. And I hope they don't do that this time because I feel like there's so much talent on the roster that we can't just give Charlotte a title spot. Like, she's going to have to fight a little bit and create some storylines before she gets that shot again. They're definitely making Vega out to be a sidekick, and I want more for her for sure. Because she's awesome. Charlotte or Bianca. See, I'm on team like Naomi. I think Naomi took her out. Oh, Tony joined. Hey, Tony. I know you're watching, girl. I really want Naomi to get a singles run. I think she deserves it. It's crazy. I can't wait to see your content. You know I love it. I'll be commenting on everything. So, according to Twitter, Jade is actually injured. They wrote her off because she's dealing with a neck injury and they don't know how serious it is. The last that I read is that she's getting more tests and more scans and whatever. And it's something that could have her out for 3 months or up to a year, depending on what those scans show. So prayers up to her. Hope she heals well and it's not a year because that would be great. That would be just horrible and not great. So there's an extra match. Okay, so we got another match. So now the question is, does Braun lose his title at this match at Survivor Series? And if so, to who? Yeah, that's so early. Why are we doing 6 p.m.? Is that Vanessa Hudgens? Is that Baby V? Oh, it is Baby V. I love Vanessa Hudgens. Big E would be great on commentary, especially seeing him with some of the pre-shows he's done. He's hilarious. Like, I don't know. I mean, I know his health is obviously number one, and I want him to be better and feel okay and whatever. So if he can't be in the ring physically, I hope he does something outside the ring because he definitely is. He's like our truth. He's a treasure. I will say I'm glad that they did not put Cody as that fifth man because we have all seen that, been there, done that, wanted to move on. I still love that. Heyman. It doesn't get old. But check it out. Like, look at what he's wearing and look at what Solo is wearing. They're wearing the same thing, which is suspect to me. That pop is insane. Love it. Roman not being able to call Paul makes me think he's turning on Roman. Yeah, I don't have a good feeling about it, but I'm going to try to ignore that. Because I really hope that he doesn't turn. But if you look at the ending of this, Heyman like side eyes Jimmy, and so it's a little shaky grounds. That Sammy Uso shirt, though, is legit. I know Jay's happy. I feel like it's great that it's CM Punk because we saw him return last year, and so he definitely needed a match this year. Ooh. Right. Tell him, Big Jim. Yeet. I'm glad these two are finally fighting. Like, damn. It's been long enough. Jesus. I mean, I don't think they lose them tonight, but at least they're fighting. Yeah. Jay versus Jacob is about to cook. I think Jacob's gonna win, unfortunately, because I'm Team Jay, but it's gonna be a good match. I'm with you. It's so frustrating. Like the men's tag titles have become irrelevant because they haven't fought and have no storylines, nothing going on. We need more. Bring the Street Profits over to Raw and put the titles on them. I don't care if they're on Raw, if they're on SmackDown, put the titles on the Street Profits. I was so disappointed when that match ended in DQ because I wanted them to win those titles. I don't even care which ones they win, but they need a title. I really want to see Montez go on a singles run, but I think right now, if he did that, he would get a little overshadowed by everything that's going on because there's so many storylines going on with the singles titles. So I definitely would be all for them getting the tag titles back. I just think 150 days as champions and defending them once is wild. Like, that makes people not even care about those titles. Like, they could have eliminated them and we would have never known because they didn't do anything with them. And it's not really good for their characters either. I feel like JD's easy to throw around because his big head weighs him down. That looked like it hurt. Oh. There's going to be some kind of interference or something, I just feel. Listen, Judgment Day is going to retain them. I just know it. And it sucks, but they're going to. But I don't think they're going to keep them super long, hopefully. But I also don't know on Raw who would be better to take them. I mean, I feel like the War Raiders are like the strongest tag team right now. Listen, I say I'm going to riot a lot because I get mad a lot. I feel like we need to build more, like, we need stronger tag teams. I mean, we have the Street Profits, and they're really good. We have the War Raiders, and they're good. I mean, the New Day's always there, but I don't know as if they're going to be there for long. They're going to be breaking up soon, I feel like. But I do feel like we're lacking in the tag team department. But anybody is better than defending them in one time in 150 days, let's be honest. You could probably pick 2 fans out of the audience. Street Profits absolutely deserve a chance. I was so mad when we were there and that ended in a DQ because Ciampa. Because I was really hoping I would see them win those titles back live. Because they're such a strong tag team. They're so underrated. And they're good on the mic. Like, and a champion, you want good in the ring and good on the mic. And they have both of them. Tommaso's heel turn is going to be good. I was just a little mad at him at that point in time. But I'm curious to see if Johnny turns heel with him or if they break up. I feel like WWE needs that tag team, so I feel like Johnny's going to turn heel with him. And if that's the case, I'm interested to see a heel Johnny, honestly. Because right now he's like trying to be the nice guy mediator. And I feel like him turning heel would be better than them breaking up. I think if they break up, Johnny might get lost. Tommaso had a great NXT run, and I think he could go solo. And I'm not saying Johnny couldn't. I just think there's a lot of strong personalities solo right now. So I think they would be more beneficial to turn them both heel and keep them as a tag team. But I think they both would be great. I really think Finn's not going to be in the Judgment Day very much longer either. We've saw his little tension, and he doesn't deal well with like people being over him, quote unquote. And I feel like lately Dom and Liv and Raquel have been like the main people, and the rest of them have been in the background, which tends to happen when you don't defend your titles. But I think that's going to break up soon. We would know because they don't defend them. Let's be honest. I honestly want to kind of see Finn solo again because I really like Finn. I think he's great, but I think the Judgment Day is holding him down. Yeah, Prince Balor was really good. Demon Finn was good. I but I just feel like the Judgment Day is really holding him back. And I honestly just feel like in the beginning when the Judgment Day flipped to Liv and Dom, it seemed so promising, and then I just feel like they got lost and didn't know what to do with it because Liv and Dom became like the stars, so they had to push that agenda, and so the rest of them kind of got forgotten about. And so I think that Liv and Dom and Raquel need to just be their little faction, and the rest of them need to break away. But I think Finn definitely needs to go back solo. His character's just way stronger. That's a tough hit. Oh. Ah. I actually thought we were going to get that. I think a feud between Rhea and Raquel would be really good, but I told you guys we were going to get interference. But I feel like Raquel needs to build her character a little more. Uh-oh. Yeah, no. I knew it. But I feel like Raquel needs to build her character more. I feel like she's not really, ever since she's been back, she's kind of a bodyguard for Liv, which is what she's supposed to be, but her character itself has not got the development yet. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I don't think Finn's gonna be very happy though. Well, at least they competed. Let's move on. And next. I listen, next Monday, I don't feel good about it. I think your boys are about to break up. Iconic, New Day is just iconic. It's going to be so bittersweet if they do break up. We can't hear you. Oh, there we go. See, and everybody thinks Xavier's going to go heel, which is possible. But what if Kofi does? Like, what if Kofi gets tired of Xavier pushing him around? I could see it. Maybe they'll just surprise us all and Big E will come back. I'd take that. But I feel like just even with the gear lately, they've been off. Like, Xavier has been in like neutrals and not like the bright colors anymore. So something's going down. But I feel like Xavier is the obvious choice to go heel. So do we go Kofi? Like, Xavier's just so obvious because he's been the one that's been mad all the time. He's in the neutrals. He kind of seems like oust. And I feel like Kofi is the unexpected one, and I would like that better. I think it would be interesting. Kofi goes heel, it's a bait and switch. See, that's what I think too. I think the obvious choice is Xavier to turn heel, and that's why it's going to be Kofi. Expect the unexpected. So we're going to see Bianca and Nia for the match tonight for the advantage on Saturday. Who do we think wins that? I think Bianca's team is going to win on Saturday, so I think that Nia wins tonight. Because usually the people that win the advantage lose the big match. I also hope we finally get a Tiffy cash in on Saturday. I've been waiting too long. I need Tiffy to cash in. Hopefully, when we go to Netflix, there won't be as many commercials. That would be nice. I, I still think Tiffy's cashing in on Naya. I just feel like that is the most sense. I feel like Naya's going to continue to kind of push her around and bully her, and she's going to get sick of it. I don't feel like Tiffy and Liv makes sense. I feel like there's a bigger storyline for Liv. And I'm a little biased because I want Liv to keep the title for a little longer. But what I do think will happen, all right, let's visit this. So I think that Rhea's team will win. They'll leave the ring or whatever. I think Liv and Naya will be kind of like laid out. And I think that Tiffy will then like cash in, but they'll tease like who is she gonna cash in on because they're both laying on the mat out, you know? So I feel like that they're going to tease a little bit and have us guessing like who is she going to cash in on, and then she's going to make Naya her choice. Maybe it's me overthinking this, but what if Bianca, who jumped Jade, turned heel and betray them? So that would not completely surprise me. Because we've seen a little bit of like teasing tension between them. And I don't know what's going to happen with their tag titles if Jade is actually out for as much as they're saying. Like, are they going to have to give them up? I really think we were supposed to get a Jade and Bianca at WrestleMania. But now with her being hurt, I don't know if we'll get that or not. I guess it depends on how serious this injury actually is. I knew that was Baby V. I wonder if they live in Arizona. I know that her husband used to play for the Diamondbacks. I don't know if he still does or not, but I know he used to. I also love this group. I feel like they're the most random group in the world, but they work so well. And I love Maxine. I'm going to get that hat. I'll wear it one of the lives. That's awesome. I know. I saw that shirt too. Alpha Babes. Is that their new name? Did we change it? When did that happen? Also, Otis got a little like pink on his jacket there. Says Otis now. Maxine's adding a little flair to the group. I love it. Kofi's like, I don't want to fight these guys. Otis says, somebody just start this match. Xavier, that's what you get for being complicated. Otis is a gem, too. Nice. That's definitely not going to settle well. Yep, they're breaking up next week. Yeah, they're definitely breaking up. That ain't going to settle well at all. But that was on Xavier. He had to be complicated. If you would have just waited until Kofi tagged you in, you would have been fine. Yeah, Kofi's gonna get sick of his shit. I feel it. They so mad. We're following them out of the ring. This is serious now. Oh, preach, Kofi, preach. Preach. Kofi is telling no lies right now. Kofi's coming for the throat. This is intense. They need to go to therapy. That celebration next week's not going to be too happy. If you were somebody else, he'd knock your ass out. Let's be honest. Yeah, they done. Miss is so unserious. Maybe I should stay here too. She's not gonna be safe. Told you. They done got Scarlet. True story, whenever we have this Final Testament and Wyatt 6, I hope we see Scarlet in the ring. I hope she's a part of that match. I can't get over that New Day promo. That was wild. They were bringing all the skeletons out of the closet. I kind of hope they at least bring Big E back for the celebration. Like, he could announce it or something. I honestly think Nikki as Sister Abigail is better than that superhero she was. Because I could not with the superhero. I just couldn't do it. I do hope whenever Alexa comes back, she joins them, though. Because Alexa and Bray was fantastic. I'm telling you, when she was a superhero, I could not take her seriously at all. I was like, what is this? She's flying around with a cape on. It just wasn't it. I couldn't do it. I hope Bliss comes back soon. I really like Alexa, but like I said, I hope she comes back and she joins the Wyatt Six because her and Bray together were fantastic, and I know that she would just elevate them so much. I could definitely see her like it being hard to do it without Bray. I just think it'd be so good. I think Pretty I think Pretty Deadly is underrated in the ring. Sometimes I can't take them seriously either because they act crazy. But I think that's like part of their appeal. It makes them funny and it makes their characters likable. I still love this moment. I still love that moment. I never thought we'd see CM Punk back, so I just love that he's back. Miz is killing me. He is so underrated, y'all. She gone. Who do you think? Everyone has something to lose. They coming for you. When did this happen? Did I miss a chapter? Oh, it was before it was on? I was about to say, like, I know I did not miss anything. Yes! Zelina Vega! Zelina! Let's go! They better put that on Zelina. I really had myself questioning whether I missed part of the episode because I was like, I did not see that. Do we think we're getting any other matches, or do you think it's just going to be those? Oh, that answered my question. Does LA Knight lose? I don't think so. I think that LA Knight retains, but I don't think that'll be the end of that feud. I'm very curious to see what happens to those tag titles. I absolutely love this version of Shinsuke too. And I was wondering when he came back, like what character we were going to see. And I am glad they took it to like a heel character. Did you guys see the CM Punk belt that dropped? It was really cool, but it was very expensive. I don't know who's going to win the Women's Royal Rumble. I've been like thinking about Royal Rumble and who I could see, and right now I don't know. There's so many possibilities, and then if you have returns in there as well, that could change everything. Tiffy could fake a cash in tonight to help Nia win. We've seen that numerous times before. That seems to be like their go to move when Nia's in trouble. Let's fake a cash in. But also, like Nia said, they have 5 people right now, and the other team has 4. So they're kind of outnumbered. But I could see them, even though they're outnumbered, I could see them like winning per se and showing just how dominant that team is. I think Tiffany's going to cash in Saturday for real. Or at least I hope so. And I hope whenever she does cash in that it's successful, because I really think Tiffany would have a strong title run. But I definitely think Bayley is going to be the 5th member of Bianca's team. I think that makes the most sense. Which also makes me wonder if she did it. Because she wasn't going to be a part of... Whoops. She was not going to be a part of Survivor Series. So she had to make herself a part of Survivor Series. So I could definitely see that. Honestly, one of my favorite Money in the Bank cash-in recently was when Liv cashed in on Ronda Rousey. Loved that moment for Liv. I think this KO Cody match is about to be wild too when it's at main event Saturday. I'm still surprised it is not going to be this weekend at Survivor Series. I think it's weird that Cody is not defending his title at Survivor Series. 5. That match is going to be so good. I can't wait. I will say Solo's gotten better at cutting these promos. I feel like Jacob's definitely gonna win that. I mean, I want Jay to win, but I feel like Jacob's gonna win. That's why she's a superstar. I won't lie, I think since Nia Jax came back, her work has been way better. I think she's improved all around. They are definitely pushing Nia more, but I think she has improved in ring. But I also think Tiffany has helped like her storyline. I I like Nia like outside of WWE. I think she's a really cool person. But before she left, I felt like her in ring was kind of shaky. But since she's been back, it's been so improved. So whatever she did during that period of time worked. I think now she lives up to that Force name that she has. Oh, they've been banned? I mean, that makes sense. Because they want a fair match. But I still feel like it's not going to be fair. Is it ever fair? Bianca's so athletic. That probably wasn't the smartest move. If you follow Naya on TikTok, she's hilarious. Like she is just such a cool person. I also watched Total Divas with her, and I just thought she was such a cool person. But I do think she needed some extra training for her in ring, and I think she got that during her period she was gone from WWE, and I think it really helped her character. I feel like Naya is gonna dominate this match, and it's going to seem like her team is going to dominate Survivor Series. I always feel like when we have a big PLE match like that, the person that dominates the match before always loses. If Tiffy comes out and fakes cash in, I don't know. Like, can they ban a cash in? That's a good question. I don't see how they can. so she could fake cash in and help potentially. I don't know. I think Naya's going to just I think she's going to win it by herself and she's going to be seen as dominant. That way her team is seen as dominant and everybody's going to be like what is Bianca's team going to do? Don't know what's going to happen Saturday. Got to get through college game day and a couple key games. Listen, that Texas A&M game could be key because if Texas loses, the SEC is kind of crazy. All I know is Alabama lost to Oklahoma, so we're done. The SEC in football is wild this year, and as big of an Alabama fan that I am, it's kind of good for the SEC to have all these different teams with a chance. Because typically, I mean, like the last few years, it's been Bama and Georgia like on top and barely any competition. And now everybody's competing, honestly. Like, there's very few teams in the SEC that are not like competing to an extent. It's wild. Notre Dame played very great this last week. I have a hard time buying into Notre Dame because I feel like every time they are like, they seem dominant or they're good, something happens and they end up getting like smashed. I do think that the 12 team playoff will make it super interesting because it's no longer like before you had to win 2 games and you won. Now it's like you have to win way more than 2 games. You have to play many different people, and so it's really kind of up for grabs now. I think Notre Dame needs to join a conference too. I mean, they are ACC in basketball, or they play an ACC schedule at least. I don't know if they've officially joined the ACC. I don't remember, but they play an ACC schedule in basketball. So just go to ACC. Be done with it. I picked Miami to win the ACC at the beginning of the season. I also picked Oregon to dominate the Big Ten, which they have done so far. Oh, that ain't happening. Bianca's strong, but she's not that strong. All right, maybe I lied. Maybe she is that strong. Holy cow. That's insane. Bianca's insane. What? Like, how? Oh. Who do I like for the Heisman this year? Honestly, I have to go with Travis Hunter just because he plays everything. Like, he is on the field so much, it's insane. He's on offense, he's on defense, he's everywhere. And I just think he is such a talent and honestly rare. Like, there's not many people that can play every single, like, snap pretty much. Like, if I swear, if I had the first pick in the NFL draft, I don't know how I could pass on him. Like, he literally plays everything. And he hardly gets hurt. He's not out many plays at all. So I have to give it to Travis Hunter. I just feel like he shows a side of versatility that we haven't seen. We have 1 minute. Bailey. She wants that spot. She's coming for that fifth spot. There's your fifth member, Bailey. For sure. Yeah, they did. All right. So Bailey's definitely going to be the fifth member. Probably find that out Friday night. Like I said, you guys, I might be on Friday. Probably not on Saturday, but we'll see. But we'll definitely get some reactions and I'll be on. And you guys have a great night. Thank you for joining.